Hey guys, welcome back to another Let's Play of Legend of Heroes with Starshot. We last left off finding out that Josette and Kyle, or the Sky Bandit twins, or brother and sister, came over here to meet with their contacts to find out if the Queen would answer the ransom and kind of what the army's up to. And now we are off to find their airplane so that they don't run away on us. Oh, apparently we just took the road in search of the location of the airship. And we were able to find it, apparently. Which is really nice. And apparently it was right next to the Amberl Tower. But I guess they didn't want us to have to search too much. So they parked in front of the Amberl Tower, huh? This is definitely the perfect place to land since it's off the main road. So, what do you want to do, Shahara? Should we subdue them? That's one way to go about things. But there's more than double their number since the last time we encountered them. Don't worry, even with twice as many guys, they're no match for us. So how about we take them all on at once? I don't know if that's the best way to go about things. Sorry to keep you all waiting. Oliver? Keep it down, or they're gonna hear you. Well, isn't this a surprise? I can't believe you're still standing here after the state you were in before. Your tolerance is impressive. Who do you think you're talking to? Rather than miss a minute of your fair company, I dutifully puked my guts up and dumped a bucket of cold water over my head. Voila! I was good to go! I don't know about that. I think I hear your liver screaming somewhere in there. That's some serious tenacity. Come on, I couldn't let you enjoy all the fun yourselves, right? I just came out of the inn when I saw you guys hit the road, so I came running from behind to catch up with you. I guess I went a little too easy on you. Maybe I should have had you down all that brandy at once. You would have put me to sleep for good if you'd done that, Shahara. But anyway, fighting the Sky Bandits here would lack finesse, don't you think? I don't think that's the issue here. No, I'm serious. Even if you subdue them all and manage to arrest the two siblings, there's still a chance they won't tell you where their hideout is. And they might even use the hostages as leverage to demand their release. Well, there's a risk involved with whatever course of action we take. Or do you think you have a good plan on how we can avoid taking such a risk? Ha! Boy, do I ever! Listen up, everyone. Okay. But if you blow in my ear, I'm seriously gonna punch your lights out. Kyle, Josette, it's good to see you made it back. I didn't think you'd be gone so long. So talks took longer than expected, huh? Yeah, but we're nearing an end with our negotiations. We've also managed to get a great deal of information about what's going on with the Royal Army. So what you're saying is, yep, we'll be getting the ransom money within a few days. We'll finally be one step closer to making our dream a reality. We did it! Sweet! Cool it down, guys. It's a little too early to be getting excited yet. For the moment, we need to get back to the hideout and report to Dawn. Alright everyone, pack up and let's get out of here. Roger that. So, can everyone guess where our party, you know, Estelle, Joshua, Shahara, and Oliver all are right now? The temperature outside is 69.8 degrees with 15% humidity. There is a south-southwest wind blowing at a speed of 20 arg. There's no orbital reactions in the surrounding area. It looks like the army isn't patrolling here. Activate the orbital engines and begin transmitting orbital energy to each section of the airship. Aye, sir. Orbital engine activated. Transmission of orbital energy to all sections underway. Orbital floater started. Orbital drivers started. Stabilizers all green. Alright. Lift off. Aye aye, sir. It's almost like we're in a real airplane. Except for maybe the calling it a floater, I guess. And I swear that ship reminds me of the Barrel family from Mega Man Legends. Set the drive rate to 40% and maintain cruising speed. However, make sure that we can switch to battle speed at any time. Aye, sir. It looks like we'll make it back before morning. Yeah, I'm ready for some serious shut-eye myself, but I got to report to Dawn first. Huh? Did you just hear something? No, I didn't hear anything. That's odd. I could have sworn it came from below deck. Maybe it's just a mouse or something. I'll have to clean up the place when I can find some free time. Yeah, this really does look like a mess. And we somehow got our party members all in here without any trouble. Oh, hey, check it out. It's Nebel Valley, that place we went to for that weird, I guess, weird star-shaped looking Final Fantasy boss we faced. So as you can see, we found our way back over here, but I'm not sure the quest we would have done would have been over by now, so it's a good thing we visited here beforehand. And now with everyone out of the way, we have a chance to go and look around for ourselves. Oh, boy, am I tired. Ever since we came here, my night and day have been completely reversed. We've just got to tough things out a little longer and we can say goodbye to this horrible life. With Dawn as our leader, we can't go wrong. But don't you think Dawn's been acting a little strange lately? I mean, he's kind of scary to talk to these days. How about you knock that crap off? If Kyle or Josette heard you talking like that, they'll beat you upside the head. But it's just that I'm sure you're just tired from lack of sleep. Let's hurry and finish up here and get some rest. You're welcome to take a rest now if you'd like. Ah! You're too late. And we're going into a battle. But it's only against these two, so it shouldn't be any trouble. You know, they have those poison daggers to watch out for, but with our current level... Oh, okay, so it may take a few more hits than I thought. But let's go ahead and make use of some arts. Both Estelle and Oliver here are quite stacked for art maneuver EP, so we shouldn't have any trouble making use of some of it for now. But we will want to save some for later when we go up against future bosses, or the future boss in this area. And let's go ahead and speed things up a bit. Yeah, just attack should be fine now.
Alright, we're good to go.
And thankfully in this area we will get plenty of Reb Seaths, so you should definitely stock up and face most of the enemies in here while you can with how much they give. Phew! It looks like we were able to get in here without any trouble. I'm amazed that this little plan actually worked. I guess we all have you to thank this time. But seriously, I was getting pretty nervous. I wasn't sure what we were going to do if we got caught stowing away. Well, even if we were discovered, we would just have to take control of the airship. And we would have had an advantage fighting against this lot in those tight quarters. Superior numbers means nothing without space to maneuver in. Oliver, so you thought that far ahead, taking all of these factors into account, huh? Not in a million years. Are you kidding? I simply thought it would be fun to infiltrate an enemy base. I think we would have been better off if you'd said nothing at all. Give the poor guy a break. At least we were able to get in here without an incident. Anyway, this looks like somewhere in the Nebel Valley. The Nebel Valley? Like the one on the border of Rose and Roland? Well, that explains why it was so misty outside. And this is definitely terrain covered with extreme differences in height, which prevent the landing of any large aircraft. It looks like your guess was right, Chihara. Yeah, well, it didn't seem to help us much in getting here. But anyhow, we don't have time to be hanging around here. We need to subdue the Sky Bandits and ensure the safety of the hostages being held captive. And of course, your father, Cassius, too. Right. Understood. Well, you heard the woman. It's time we head out. You know, and actually, let's check on this for a sec. Oh, so we can actually jump on board and check out the airship before we continue on. But even though we can kind of look around here and all that, there's really not much to do. Oh, okay, there is actually a orbit charging station here. So we can make use of that to heal if you ever need it. You can run all the way back here, no problem. So, but that's handy. So, and of course we can just keep moving forward. There is some treasure chests here, and you'll definitely want to try and find them and look around a bit. And of course there are regular monsters too, for whatever reason. But yeah, you will encounter some rooms that are just plain empty. But it still would be a good idea to check whatever you find. And wouldn't be a bad idea to check out some of these things too. Let's see. So, a gold rat. Nocturnal monster attacks by using poison-filled glands on its feet. And severely weak to fire. And we got some owls. Aggressive avian monster. Circles mountain trees in air by search for prey. And weak to fire and water. So let's see here. Well, let's go ahead and give it an attack, see what we can do to it. Okay, so we can hit it pretty hard, so we probably don't need to worry about relying on arts against some of these guys. But we'll go ahead and make use of our fire arts for him against the owls here. And I'll go ahead and use the water against this one too. And that should take care of it, hopefully. And let's go ahead and take care of the golden rat here. And I'll just continue, you know, firing off fire. For him, at least. I'll go ahead and do aqua again against the owl here. But yeah, so some of the enemies in here shouldn't be too bad. Not like what we deal with in the Amberl Tower, like we dealt with before. Yeah, I'll target him. And just a regular attack.
Enjoy the show.
And that's it for that. So, yeah, it looks like these guys give a lot of I think that's mirage and space elements. And a bit of wind and time, but yeah, so we mostly want to focus on killing the bandits if we want more red seep. Oh, sadly that's not a treasure chest you can open, but it's still a good thing to look around. If you check your list here, the stolen ring was burgled. So we should hopefully be able to find it somewhere in this dungeon here. So keep an eye out and always look around each room you visit that has a bunch of stuff in it. Like, you know, in here in the last room we were in before. Oh, here we go. Here's a treasure chest, that's obvious. And we found a scorpion? I'm guessing that's a weapon. And the chest is already empty, you double dipper. So, but let's go check here. Yeah, the scorpion is a new whip for Scheherazade here, so let's go ahead and give that to her then. Well, when it comes to dungeons for Legend of Heroes, you know, it's kind of a mixed bag if you ask me. They do try to provide enough things in there to do, you know, but sadly there aren't kind of any puzzles, or at least I can't remember any last time. And an EP charge, nice. So we finally have something we can use to heal up EP on. And the chest is empty. What makes you want to cry, doesn't it? I guess, but yeah, so the EP item, let's see how much it gives. Let's see, it gives 100 EP. Okay, so if we really ever do need it, we'll make use of it, but we should be good for now. And we can always run back to the airship and heal if we need to. Let me go ahead and check over here first. It's always a question of kind of what to expect. Oh yeah, and if you encounter any of these doors, you'll probably run into bandits. They usually, I believe they usually hide in there, but let me go ahead and check this little hallway first. There we go. Found a jeweled ring. Hey guys, we just completed the quest for the stolen ring. Because as you see, even though it doesn't have any status on it, I believe that's the jeweled ring that we were looking for. So we can turn that in once we finish up here. Let's just see if it's in our items too. Yeah, here it is, jeweled ring. And it actually, we can use it for defense right now. It gives +2. So we can equip it. So we'll go ahead and, I guess, do that for now while we have the chance. And let's see, the chest is empty. How tragic. I guess. But yeah, so it looks like you definitely need to come down this hallway into this room if you want to complete the quest for the stolen ring. But let's go ahead and, actually let me go ahead and heal up here just before we get started with this boss, with this fight upcoming here. So here we go. The voices of some men can be heard. It sounds like some of the grunts. Shall we rush the room? Rush in. Let's take him out, guys. Huh? Oh, you guys new around here? Like in your freaking dreams. Are these guys for real? But if you're not new here, then who are you? What? Are you supposed to be intruders? Bingo! We're with the Bracer Guild. I think it would be best if you surrendered. Forget that! We won't give up without a fight! I feel like that was a missed opportunity. Let's go ahead and speed up Estelle here. With how many are here, we should probably make use of the area of effect spells and try and hit them all. And we should get a good number of them with this spot about here, I think. Or, I think about here should do it. And we'll go ahead and have her do the same thing. Hopefully this should take care of most of them. And I'll of course go ahead and have him attack for one of the stragglers. So this should pretty much do them in if they hit hard enough. So it always helps to get the positioning in just right. And with her here doing her second one here, that should finish him off. And that's how you take care of the Sky Bandits in only 4 turns. Oh cool, level up. And plenty of red seeds, which will definitely come in handy. Ugh. Alright, now where are the hostages? If you don't start talking, there is going to be some serious consequences involving a whip. Do what you want with us. We're not going to talk. Oh, is that so? Let me handle this, Estelle. Sure. Can't say I didn't warn you guys. Ah! Honestly, I'm being quite gentle with you. Don't think for a second that you're allowed to pass out yet. But if you start talking, maybe I'll be kind enough to let you. Yikes! They're down below. Some of our crew are guarding them. Very good. Now where are your leaders? Carl and Josette, right? Forget it, lady. Do your worst. No one will tell you where they are. So the hostages are one thing, but you're not going to sell out your bosses, huh? I guess there's only one thing left to do. Holy Stragus! Shahir's as unforgiving as ever. This? No. I've been far more unforgiving. Any masochist would be thrilled to make your acquaintance, Shahira. And my whip would be thrilled to make yours. Maybe some other time. It looks like the hostages are being held down below. Let's hurry. Yeah, you don't normally get conversations like that in your normal RPG, do you? Oh, whoa, what the heck is this? That's the scariest looking man-eating plant if I ever saw one. And I've played way too many RPGs. But yeah, it looks like more gold rats. And this weird other thing here called a mad tree. Slow sprays movements with mud and weak against fire. Well, you would hope so. As I would probably say to this in real life if I ever met something like this in person. Kill it, kill it, kill it with fire! But that's just me. But yeah, let's go ahead and kill it with some serious firepower here. Which sadly wasn't enough, so hopefully we can cut it up. But yeah, so when it comes to dungeon design, Legend of Heroes, I think for the most part does an adequate job. You know, the layouts are varied, and you know, they're straightforward enough that you shouldn't get lost too easily, even if you don't have a map to rely on.
Alright, we're good to go.
But sadly, there isn't like any puzzles or things to do, but they try to make up for that with the enemies, which of course are varied and supremely creepy. Supremely creepy. Yeah, I had to say that a second time just because that's just how, you know, as I said, if I ever met this in real life, I'd probably be running away from it. Or finding some way to get a can of aerosol spray and a lighter to burn it to death. But let's see here. Nah, I'm gonna kind of make use of my arts. I want to save up for now, but I will keep using fire to deal with this mad tree, as it's called, to take care of it right away. And I'll need to get an attack in because I know that won't be enough. And did it just vomit on me? Oh, whatever. Let's keep moving on. So, I guess I'm trying to think whoever had the best dungeon design in any of the games I've played. Because I definitely would put Golden Sun as one of them because they did have some nice, interesting dungeons. Like in the very first place you went to, in the Solar Sanctum, I think it was called.
That's that then. Let's move out.
You know, you had all the different areas, and you had all the different nice puzzles to figure out. Actually, I guess now that I think about it, when it came to Golden Sun, one of the better ones was probably in the first water dungeon. Anyone have a clue what this place is? It's way too big for these bandits to have built, and it seems pretty ancient. It almost feels like a stronghold of some sort, and I agree, this place is pretty old. I wonder if the people used hidden forts like this one as hideouts back then. As far as I've learned, the turmoil following the Great Collapse continued on for several hundred years. So it doesn't seem that strange to me that something like this is still around. The Great Collapse? The collapse of the ancient Sumerian civilization, which existed more than 1200 years ago. It's said that a huge natural catastrophe wiped them out. Oh, you mean like Professor Alba said before. I tell you what though, for being a place this hard to find, someone's got some seriously bad taste in hideouts. Not to mention there are all sorts of monsters lurking around in here too. I wonder if this is how all men like to live. Shahara? Just what kind of men are you hanging out with? As I probably have mentioned before, and I'll say it again no matter how many times I play through this game, the dialogue here is awesome. Just all the conversations you would expect for some normal people to have. You know, and then of course some of the weird comments we keep running into. Oh cool, Strega R. The chest has nothing left to offer you. So, now that we got some new shoes, we can go ahead and equip it. She's, has some work boots, so let's go ahead and give these to her, since they're her favorite brand, I believe. But yeah, so the I definitely top Golden Sun as having some of the best dungeon designs, being fairly varied and interesting, and of course their water dungeon is probably one of the best ones I've have ever enjoyed playing. Since for one thing, you don't have to worry about moving the water around. You're actually jumping on top of it, and so you make use of. Yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and make use. I'll save it for Estelle to do instead for the aerial attack. Never mind there. With how much they just took there and how low, I'll probably just go ahead and do their regular attack, but I'll go ahead and do a firebolt on the owl here. Oh, that was nice. But yeah, so if you definitely want to see a good water dungeon, like, because I guess when I think of Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time, which are probably the most touted water dungeons out there, and there's even the water dungeon for Skyward Sword as well. I guess you could probably even make a list of the best Zelda water dungeons, even if you wanted to as well. But when it comes to Zelda, at least for their water dungeons, I guess Skyward Sword probably had a pretty good one. I'm trying to think, Breath of the Wild didn't really have a water dungeon per se, even if you count the giant elephant you encounter in Breath of the Wild. A bear assault? That's that's an interesting weapon. It just is empty because you emptied it. Funny how that works, no? So, but a bear assault. So is that a gun or a pole, or is it a gun? Apparently it's a gun. A large caliber hunting gun made by the Verne Corporation. Well, we'll go ahead and give it to him since he can use it. But yeah, apparently a bear assault. I'm wondering how well that was translated or not. Oh, cool, there's something here. I'm guessing it's an orbital vacuum. It looks like the newest model, so it's probably stolen. Interesting. Huh? What's this? There's something stuffed inside. And we found a black notebook. Cool. A notebook? Yep, that's what it looks like to me. But what's something like this doing inside a vacuum? It's probably something important. Let's hold on to it just in case. Yeah, good idea. Okay, so I'm actually mistaken. There may have been one more secret quest that might be involved. Because if I remember right, if you actually talk to the ring, or to there was a man in the Orbital, or actually the Orbital factory, I believe. And just double checking just to make sure I'm not missing anything here. But let's go ahead and keep moving. So, but there was a man who was talking about a missing notebook in either the weapon shop or the Orbital Factory after the burglary. So, I think he's the one who's missing the that notebook we just grabbed. So we'll have to make sure we give it to him when we get the chance. And I guess no one really needs healing. So I'll go ahead and just do an attack on this here. But yeah, so always make sure to look around so you don't miss anything. And and so it'll be nice to kind of get that taken care of. But yeah, so that's kind of what few things you can do in this game, which I think is suitable for kind of what we're here to do. Because I guess when you think about the dungeon puzzles that they do have in games, it can be a bit weird. It's like, why the heck are these things in here? Would the natives who originally built this place actually have things like this around? Because you would think in real life, most dungeon or I guess temple builders or base builders or whatever wouldn't build in traps and things like that for their people to actually make use of or work on all the time just to get through the area. But yeah, so I'm trying to think now what other dungeons have had good water dungeons or just dungeons in general. Because I remember Rogue Galaxy, a nice little RPG, action RPG on the PS2 I played through. And the combat was definitely what you would play it for, not so much the not so much the level design, since the areas were very interesting, but not too much to go on. Oh, and okay, so we actually came through this direction, so we're going this way. And that's weird. I'll need to make sure I change something about that. Okay, so this one's a dead end, but we'll go ahead and take care of this guy here. But yeah, so when it comes to dungeons, Rogue Galaxy for the most part didn't have dungeons so much as just areas to run around in, and do stuff in. So there wasn't, so it was pretty much just fight baddies and look for treasure chests, which I guess is the go-to when it comes to any dungeon you really explore in, which I guess is suitable most of the time, but it is nice to kind of have that variety of other things to do in any game. Zelda, of course, they couldn't really just have fighting enemies and exploring the dungeon, really. They would have to have some sort of puzzles to make it worth people's time to actually, do things in it. And this is definitely taking a bit while, but I believe we should have found everything we needed to, so we won't have to worry. Oh, here we go, another bandit's hideout. I can hear somebody talking again. Shall we rush the room? Let's do it. We have some more people to take care of if we want to save the hostages. Who are you guys supposed to be? Bracers? How'd you get in here? It looks like the hostages are being held in the room just beyond here. I think it's time you surrendered quietly or else. Don't kid yourself. Let's go, let's get him. But yeah, so we'll pretty much use the same tactic as before. Try and get a good position of all of them coming at us and win it up. Hopefully we should be able to get him, but I don't want to accidentally push anyone out of the circle right now. And then of course get Estelle here going as well. And this should take care of him, no problem at all. So, well, we got plenty of Reb's teeth now. What's going on out there? It seems a bit loud for just an internal squabble. Is everyone alright? We're with the Bracer Guild, and we've come to rescue you. Seriously? We're saved? We've taken care of the guards, so you don't need to worry about anything for the moment. Really? We've been saved! I'm Gradit, captain of the airliner Linden. I don't know how to express my gratitude for what you've done for us here today. You can thank us after we've gotten you out of here. By the way... it doesn't look like he's here. Who? Are these all the hostages? Yes, that's correct. This is everybody who was on the Lind, including crew and passengers. That can't be right. Wasn't there a man by the name of Cassius Bright on this flight? He's a member of the Bracer Guild. Cassius Bright? I do seem to remember hearing that name somewhere. Captain, isn't he that passenger? You know, the one who got off right before we left? Right, now that you mention it, there was one passenger who did get off. What do you mean? Well, there was this one passenger who disembarked the airliner right before we took off. A man who had been on board since the Royal City, and he did seem to have such a name if I remember correctly. What? But his name was on the passenger list. Well, since he got off right before we departed, there wasn't any time to document the changes. This would have been handled had we arrived in Roland, but we were attacked by the Sky Bandits en route, and things were left as they were. So that's what happened, huh? I thought it would have been awfully strange if Dad had been captured by the Sky Bandits. Well, it looks like our question has finally been answered. Ha ha ha! How ironic. Now wait a minute. Then, just what is Dad doing? With something this big going on, why hasn't he contacted us? Calm down, Estelle. I know you're as curious to know as I am, but thinking about it now isn't going to get us anywhere. Our focus needs to be on securing the safety of the hostages. Okay. You're right. I guess I'll just have to forget about it for now. Listen up, everyone. We are now going to go after the Sky Bandit leaders and arrest them. I know how you all must feel, but I need you to sit tight a little longer. We'll be waiting here. Good luck. If that's the case, we'll prepare for the worst. Our lives are in your hands. In other words, don't let us down. Leave everything to us. Alright guys, well, join us next time when we finally take on the Sky Bandits and save all the hostages. Until then, see you next time.